I thought I was helping someone I trusted. She said, "You're saving my life. I literally have nowhere else to go." And I believed her right up until I found them together. I saw it with my own eyes. My best friend, my husband, in our bed. I will never forget it. It was on a Tuesday. That was the day my entire world shattered. The day I realized the person I loved the most and the person that I trusted most had been lying straight to my face for months. They had been laughing at me behind my back, completely making a fool out of me. And once I knew the truth, there was absolutely no going back. How could this be? My best friend, my husband. This couldn't really be happening, could it? We met in college, Sarah and I. She was the new girl, a little lost, and I was instantly drawn to her bubbly personality. From the start, it felt like we were sisters. We shared everything. Our dreams, secrets, even the last slice of pizza. I trusted her deeply, maybe too deeply. She was even the maid of honor at my wedding, standing right by my side as I married Mark, the love of my life. Our life was perfect. Mark and I had built a beautiful home, and we were talking about starting a family. Then Sarah called. She'd lost her job, her apartment, everything. She sounded pretty desperate. "Please, I have nowhere else to go," she'd pleaded. When she asked if she could stay with us for a bit, I didn't hesitate. I opened my home and my heart without a second thought. "Of course," I'd said. "Your family." Everyone had told me it was a bad idea. My sister warned me. My mom had a strange look in her eye. And even Mark seemed a little hesitant at first, although he quickly warmed up to the idea. But I didn't listen to them. She was my best friend. What could possibly go wrong? I truly believed I was doing the right thing. At first, things were fine. Sarah was helpful around the house, always offering to help out whether it was to cook or clean. Mark seemed to enjoy having her around. There was more laughter in the evenings. Then it changed. Subtly. Almost imperceptibly at first. Then I noticed she started wearing my clothes. Not just borrowing them, but actually taking them from my closet without asking. "Oh, I thought they were yours." She'd giggle, even when it was clearly a top she'd seen me wear just days before. Then came the late-night talks with Mark. Aya came downstairs for water, and I find them sitting pretty close whispering on the couch, stopping abruptly when I entered. "We're just catching up," Mark would say, a little too quickly. She started making jokes that only they understood, inside jokes that excluded me. Then I noticed she'd always be in the kitchen when Mark was cooking, leaning up against the counter, laughing at something only he said. Other people started noticing it too. Then my sister asked if everything was okay, and my mom just looked at me with that look of concern. I started making up excuses. They're just bonding. Sarah's been through a lot, and Mark's just being kind, but the pit in my stomach kept growing. Was I overreacting? Was I crazy? Or was something truly wrong? Then it happened. The moment that ripped the veil from my eyes. I wanted to surprise him with a late-night cake. I crept out of bed, careful not to wake him, and I tiptoed down the hall towards the kitchen. As I passed Sarah's guest room, that's when I heard it. Not just voices, but something a little more intimate. A low murmur, then a soft giggle. It was Sarah's giggle. My heart started pounding. I told myself it was nothing. Maybe they were just talking. But then I heard Mark's voice. Not murmuring, but distinct. "She's so naive," he chuckled. "She doesn't suspect a thing." My hand flew to my mouth, stifling a gasp. I pushed the door open. Just a crack. My breath hitched. There they were. My husband and my best friend. On her bed. I had seen enough. Actually, more than enough. I felt numb. I started trembling. A cold wave washed over me, replacing the burning rage that had just moments before threatened to consume me. It was like watching a movie of someone else's life that you only see on TV, except for it was mine. I stumbled back, my mind was reeling. I couldn't breathe. How long, I thought to myself. How long had this been going on? I waited, hiding in the shadows, just waiting for them to emerge, pretending to be oblivious. When they came out of her room and started heading towards the kitchen for a late-night snack, they saw me, standing there, frozen. I confronted them. "What are you doing?" I whispered, my voice barely audible. Their reaction was not shock. No guilt. Just coldness. A casual indifference that was more devastating than any angry outburst could ever be. And Sarah just sighed, almost impatiently. "Oh, honey," she said, her voice dripping with mock pity. "You really didn't know?" Mark just shrugged, avoiding my eyes. "It was bound to happen eventually," he mumbled. Then Sarah looked me straight in the eye, a cruel smile playing on her lips. She said, "You were just a backup plan. He deserved better than you, and I deserve him." It was like being stabbed with the truth, repeatedly. The pain was physical, an unbearable pressure in my chest. Every memory, every shared laugh, every moment of trust twisted into a grotesque lie. I walked away silently. I didn't scream, I didn't plead. There was actually nothing left to say. I packed a bag that night, and I drove to my sister's house, the one person who had seen the signs I had so blindly ignored. I instantly blocked them both. Every number, every social media account. I completely erased them from my digital life, hoping it would help erase them from my heart. I screamed into pillows until my throat was raw. And I cried for days. I had to grieve the loss of my marriage, the loss of my best friend, and the loss of the bright future I thought I once had. It took some time. A long, agonizing time. But then eventually, I started to heal. I started putting the pieces of my heart back together. Part of me still can't believe that this happened. How could I have been so blind? So trusting? How could they both have been so cruel? But I do know this. I will never ignore my gut again. That subtle shift, those uneasy feelings, those red flags I dismissed, they were all screaming the truth. And from here on out, I will listen. Always. What would you have done? Would you have seen the signs or been blindsided like me? Have you ever had a friendship or a relationship that turned out to be a complete betrayal? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to hear more raw, honest stories like this one that might just hit way too close to home, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming out next.